Question is, how will you send data from a child component to the parent component? Answer. To pass data from child to parent component in React, pass a function as a prop to child component. Call the function in the child component and pass the data as argument. Access the data in the function in the parent. It should define likely when users pass the data from a parent to child using the class components, they can access inside the child component using. So the question is, what is the best way to send 4 or more props to a child component? Best way of send multiple props to a child must needs pass params inside the brackets. It uses these dot props to send data from parent to child. Although for passing multiple props to child has several ways, like using the callback hook, using data attributes. So the question is, what is Redux and what is the purpose of Redux? Answer. Redux is a store to store the state of the variable in your app. It creates the procedures to interact with the store so that components will not just update or read the store randomly. So React is a way of manage the state, Redux. So if I say about purpose of Redux by a simple example, imagine a pyramid structure of 7 components where each component has two child components. Each component manages its state. However, situation also where we have to share a state with a child component, or a child component wants to modify the parent component's state. So the thing is, Redux take away the responsibility from individual components to manage a state. It prevents data inconsistency bugs from appearing. So the question is, what is React Native? What do you know about React Native? So the React Native serves to build mobile app with JavaScript, or it can simply define like as JavaScript based mobile app framework. It is just like ReactJS, but allows you to build apps for both mobile and desktop. The beauty of it is that you can code in JavaScript without having to master any specific coding languages a platform might require, like Java or Swift. It mainly focused on building a great user experience for mobile device. So the question is there any reason to return something from a use effect hook? Answer. This is the optional cleanup mechanism for effects. Every effect may return a function that cleans up after it. This lets us keep the logic for adding and removing a subscription close to each other. They are part of the same effect. When we need cleanup, if you made a subscription for something and you want to unsubscribe from it, for example, you should add unsubscription logic in return function inside use effect, instead of putting the logic in other places that may cause a rest condition.